All right, welcome to day 3 of our online math lessons. So today is multiplication. So we will be doing some different types of multiplication problems. I have 2 by 1, 3 by 1, 4 by 1, and then everybody's favorite, the 2 by 2 multiplication problem. So there's about 2, 4, 6, 8 problems. So I only asked you to do 5, but if you're watching this video, that means you're a dedicated student. And I love that, so you're going to do all 8, and you're going to be so happy that you did. Okay, so here are your first 2 problems. Remember, just like the last couple days, whenever you see the problem, you pause the screen so you can write it down in your notebook or your piece of paper, wherever you're writing them down, or you have your whiteboards too. So my friends in my class, I sent home your whiteboards, so you can use those as well too if you want to do that. So remember, pause the screen after you solve. Restart it so that you can see how I solved them. So your first 2 are 58 times 3 and 71 times 6. So go ahead and pause. All right, and now that you're back, we're gonna go ahead and solve them. So the first one is 58 times 3. So we wanna take, that's like having, remember, a repeated addition, 58 plus 58 plus 58. So the easiest way to do that is just to multiply by 3. So 3 times 8 is 24. So remember, we write our 4 on the bottom, and then we carry our 2 up to our tens place. So now I can multiply 3 times 5, which I know is 15. So then 15 plus 2 is 17. So you should have gotten 174. So if you didn't get that, you might have forgotten to bring up the 2. You might have accidentally wrote it down here. So if you didn't do that, make sure that when you have more than, remember, we can't have more than 9 in one column, right? So if it's more than 9, it needs to be taken over. So since we had 24, that 4 stays and those 2 get moved over. Okay, so the next one is 6 times 1. Ooh, easy one. 6 times 1 is 6, all right? And then we have 6 times 7. I know that's a tricky one for a lot of us, but it's 42. So you should have gotten 426. That one was a little easier because you didn't have to carry anything over. Okay? All right, and your next one, and oh my goodness, I don't have an eraser. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So the next one is 721 times 2 and 637 times 6. So pause your screen and go ahead and write those down. All right, so the first one, same thing, it just has 3 numbers on top now. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14. So you should have gotten 1,442. So don't forget to put your comma there. So double check your work. The next one is 637 times 6. So I take 6 times 7, and again, that's 42. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Hopefully I did that right. 6 times 6 is 36. Then you add in your 2. So 6 times 6 is 36 plus 2, which is 38. So you should have gotten 3,822, and you add your comma in there. Ooh. My handwriting's getting a little sloppy there. Okay, so 3,822 is your second answer. All right. The next one, we go to 4 by 1s. So you have 8,107 times 5. Oh, am I gonna have enough room for both of them? Yeah, let's do it. 7,955 times 2. Go ahead and pause your screen and write those down. All right, so now, same thing, again, when you only have the 1 on the bottom, it's the same thing as the last couple ones. So 7 times 5 is 35. I carry my 3. 5 times 0 is 0, and 0 plus 3 is 3. 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 8 is 40. So you should have gotten 40,535. Double check your work. The next one, 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 again is 10, but this time since you carried that 1, you have to add it in, so it's 11. And I carry my 1 again. 2 times 9 is 18. And 18 plus 1, because you carried that 1 over, 18 plus 1 is 19. Carry my 1. 2 times 7 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. All right. So now we're going to do one at a time because the 2 by 2, we need a little bit more space. So, and I want to take a little bit more time to explain them. So your first 2 by 2 is 57 times 71. All right, so there is your first problem. Let's see if we can do this one, and if you get it wrong, don't worry, I'm going to explain it, and then hopefully you'll get the second one right. Okay, let's go ahead and try it. All right, so, and then parents, I'm not going to explain like the reasoning behind it. In class, we went over a bunch of different lessons before we got to this standard algorithm. This is the standard way. So this is the way that you were taught in grade school, all that. So hopefully it's not too confusing for you. If it is and we're stuck, please message me. I'm more than happy to help you out. But I'm not going to go like in the what we call like behind the scenes of why we're doing everything. If you're interested in that, I would love to explain it to you. So if you're interested, please let me know. Okay, but we're going to start with 57 times 71. So the way that I like to do it is I like to circle what my first starting point is. So I like to circle the 1. Because then I know that I'm taking 57 times 1. Just like we did from the very beginning when we did that 2 by 1, it's the same thing. I'm taking 57 times 1. I'm not even thinking about that 7 just yet. So 1 times 7 is 7. And then 1 times 5 is 5. And here's the part that I personally like to do. I have to drop down my 0 because now it's like taking 70 times 57. So I like to drop down the 0, and what I like to do is just cross this out. Like I told the kids, it kind of looks like a 0. So now it's a 0, and I drop it down. So now all I have to worry about, because this is not even there anymore, all I have to worry about is taking 7 times 57, just like we did before, where we had the 2 numbers times the 1 number. So 7 times 7 is 49. So I write down my 9, and I carry my 4, just like before, where you couldn't have more than 9 in a column. Since we had 49, we have to carry it over. So 7 times 5 is 35, and 35 plus 4 is 39. Okay, it doesn't look very pretty, but that's okay. All right, so then now what you have to do is you have to add them together. You add these 2 numbers. So 7 plus 0 is 7. 9 plus 5 is 14. Carry my 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry my 1. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So you should have gotten 4,047. All right, so if you made a mistake, the most common place we make a mistake is we forget to drop down the 0. So if you forgot to do that, the next problem, don't forget to do that. And then also we forget to carry our numbers over. We like to write them down here. So double check that you're doing all those little bitty steps, because if you mess up one of those little steps, that's gonna really affect your problem, your answer at the end, okay? So the last one we're gonna do is 33 times 58. So it doesn't matter which number is on top and bottom because the process is still the same. So it's 33 times 58. So go ahead and pause and go ahead and solve. All right, so just like the before, I like to circle the number I'm starting with. So now I know I'm taking 33 times 8. So like I tell my some of my kiddos that get stuck on this part, it's just like taking 33 times 8, which we've already done 2 problems that look just like that, right? So then you just write your answer down here. So I'm gonna erase that. But 8 times 3 is 24. So I'm gonna carry my 2. And then we have the same thing, 8 times 3 is 24, and 24 plus 2 is 26. So here we are again at that next step where I like to cross it out and write my 0 down here. Oh my gosh, I can't handle that one. Okay, there's my 0. So now I multiply 33 times 5. So I take 5 times 3 is 15. I carry my 1. Oh, and I already used that 2, so I'm gonna cross it out. Okay, so I'm gonna carry my 1. And then 5 times 3 again is 15. And then I have to add in the 1, not the 2 because we've already used it, but the 1 that I just carried. So 5 times 3 is 15 plus 1 is 16. So I write my 16 down and I'm gonna add. Oh man, getting real crooked over there. Anyway, so 4 plus 0 is 4. 6 plus 5 is 11. I carry my 1. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. And then I have my 1 and I just drop it down because 1 plus 0 is 1. So I get 1,914. All right, so if you're still stuck on this process and you missed this one as well, please message me on Dojo. You can message me on Google Classroom. I can send you more videos of how to solve these. Okay, so there's also, again, that Common Core Sheets.com has a bunch of different multiplication worksheets that you can try. Again, if you have trouble finding that, please let me know. Okay, so let's have a great Thursday. Tomorrow is everyone's favorite, division. So I'll see you tomorrow for division.